Hey, good morning, all. Welcome to Coffee and Craps. I got rid of that stupid other camera that I used to have that was the laggy thing. So I'm back to a better quality camera. My old camcorder's back up there again. Old faithful. So hopefully we have no delays in the speech. We have better quality view, and here we are. I'm going to actually pause here for a minute with you. I'm going to put a poll up in the chat. So I want to get a sense of something. This is not a craps related thing, but I want to get a sense of something real quick. So I'm going to add a poll. Really quick, start a poll, and this is going to be, where do you watch? Where and how do you watch? And the choices are going to be this: your iPhone or iPad. I'm assuming with some kind of headset or something like that. You watch it on your computer, or do you watch it on your TV? And that's what I want to know. Where are you watching CGTV? Either the morning show, the Paycheck, whatever. You might be at work. You can leave a note in chat if you're at work when you watch, if you're hiding from your boss or whatever it is like that. But I'm just kind of curious as to where you're watching. And the reason why is that informs decisions that I make moving ahead with the channel in terms of sizing, of like word sizing, and like where do things go on screen, and that sort of stuff matters. If you're all watching on your phones, then it's less things on screen and things got to be bigger. If you're all watching on your TV sets, then I can go hog wild and have fun. So everything, Jen, just in general, where are you watching? Maybe it's too small of a question, but in general, where do you watch is what I want to know. Because again, I want to tailor some things here to the way that we're watching it. Like I said, layout wise and that kind of thing. Is, you know, that kind of stuff does matter to me. So anyway, with that said, welcome. Let's jump in. I want to get right to it. Let's see, this is on the wrong screen here, so hold on one second. I want to talk about the Paycheck. I'm kind of liking the Paycheck review that we do every day. And this is kind of an invitation, right? If you're not watching the daily Paycheck, watch the daily Paycheck. Now, this is wrong. I haven't updated the stats. We are now, as of Thursday, 2-1 now. Or no, 3-1. We're 3-1 with the storm. We did good today. The first 2 days was a real grind. The first that we lost big one day. We ground out wins the last couple days, right? We ground out $60. I ground out $500 yesterday. It's been brutal because with a hybrid, you're going to be treading water most of the time, right? So we never got the shooter. Hybrids need a shooter to get you over the hump, right? You're going to be safe on the 7. You're going to be safe, but you're going to bounce around kind of in here for a long time until you get the right rhythm. Today, come out of the gate with a good rhythm, we won money. So we won money. I think we won 599. We won in 16 rolls. We hit it quick, which was good. And I think that's actually part of what I want to talk about moving ahead here. So get in on the daily Paycheck, and here's why. I want you to watch something. I want you to watch Chris from Dice DGen. He's in the chat there, and you're a moderator, Chris, so you can drop in the link to your video, so everybody has the link. Go watch Chris's So You Want to Be a Professional Gambler video. Chris took my challenge seriously. I've given this challenge probably 3 or 4 times on this show in the last year or so. Chris is the first one that's ever done it. And I asked the question, do you have the balls to go to the casino every day with $100 and try and win $10? Do you have the balls to go, drive, park, do all the things, go in and win 10%? Now, the reason why I made it $100 is very tactical. I hope you understand why. All y'all who say, I ain't going to the casino because it takes me an hour to get there and I'm not going to leave with $10. I don't give a shit, right? The challenge is, can you go and win 10% and leave? And I chose $100 because it's so little money. It's going to feel like it's a waste of freaking time to go to the casino to win $10. And Chris said it in his video like 5 times. It's only $10. It was $13. He was kind of poo-pooing the idea of how little he won. Don't let it be about the money, right? I'm using $100 because it's a ridiculously small amount, and the win amount is ridiculously small. It's $10, and it seems stupid to leave. And I want to challenge your brain to embrace the stupidity of that and have the discipline to win $10, $13, $12 and walk out. It's a brain training thing, right? Again, I don't care about if it's $10 or $100 or $1,000, depending on your bankroll size. It's about the discipline to win 10% and walk. Do you have the discipline? Chris did it. He went out there for, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, a lot of days in a row. He won his $10 and he left. Now, I think he stayed at the casino and did other things, but made it the goal to win that 10% and boogie and be done with it. It's hard. You're not prepared to do this for quote unquote a living. You're not prepared to quote unquote be a pro. You're not prepared to go out there and on the regular win money unless you can do this. Unless you can go with some small amount and practice winning 10%. And again, if you can't win 10%, and Chris will tell you 10% is hard to win. It ain't easy to win. I've been out here every day now for 2 months? Every day for 2 months, we try and win $500, which is for me, 10% of 5,000. Here's 10% of 100. It is freaking hard to go out there and win 10%. It seems like it's a no-brainer. It seems so easy to win 10%. It ain't easy. And Chris will tell you, you watch his show, a number of the days he was out there, probably more than half, I would say, more than half of his days out there, he hit it quick, right? I think I put it on here. You got to be at 95% win rate, right? He goes through all that with you, right? If you don't win at a 95% clip, you're going to lose money, right? Even winning 90% of the time and winning 10% when you go, you lose money. If you win 90% of the time, you're going to lose money over time. Isn't that crazy? So you got to win. You got to be disciplined. You got to walk. You got to do it quick. Chris will tell you the days he went in there and it's like, I'm going to go with my across bet. I'm going to take 2 hits and I'm going to go home. Easy squeezy, right? Done. But there were days that he went in there and lost his first bet and like, okay, now I got it. And when you lose a bet, you got to win 2 or 3 to come back from that, right? If you put a third of your bankroll out there at risk and you lose a third of your bankroll, you got to win 2/3 to get back at it, right? It's hard to fight from behind. You see me in the mornings here on my paycheck. If I lose the first couple of bets, it ends up being, instead of a 10 roll day, it's an 80 roll day, right? And you saw that yesterday. Yesterday, I hit come out 7, set a point, hit the point, and I lost like $600 in the first like 4 or 5 rolls. It took me 90 rolls to catch back up from that. And we had a pretty good run. We had 2 really good shooters in that mix. It took 90 rolls to catch up after losing the first 3. So today, went out there, won the first one, no brainer. It's hard. Winning 10% is really, really hard. And Chris highlights how hard it is and what he went through to do it. Now, Chris, I want to talk right to you. I'm going to look right in the camera and talk to you, Chris, my friend, Chris from Dice DGen. You spent a lot of time talking about, well, if I did it for real, I'd play a better strategy. Or if I did it for real, I'd have more money. It's not about the strategy. It's not about the money. The challenge is about discipline. This challenge is, I don't care what you play, how you play it, how much money you brought, walk in with X, leave with 10% of X, and be done, right? At the $100 level, it makes it really hard. And I chose that level. Again, the reason I chose the level of $100 is because 2 reasons. One is, if you lose it all, it's only $100. While you're doing the challenge, if you get whacked, you're getting whacked for $100, not $1,000. So it's good to practice with tiny amounts of money. Also, the hardness of that at $100, there's nowhere to run. Okay, and what I mean by that is, today I'm at $5,000. I go out there with 320 across. Was that? Well, yeah, no, I was out there at, no, I was at 640 across. I take 1 hit at 640 across, right? Win 140, bring the bets down to $25 each. Right? 1 hit and I'm playing for basically free. If you want to do it that way, I can reduce my bet size. At $100, you're going to be at a $5 table, roll to win. I think Chris played. There's nowhere to go with your bets. You don't get to, you can't regress a $5 bet down any further. So you're going to have to play hard. You have to really dial into your bet, your strategy. And $100 makes you play a different style of game. It's a short stack play, and you got to be a little more kind of there with your game. That's why I chose the amount of that. When you do it for real though, of course, change your strategy, change your level, but embrace it. I think everybody should do the challenge. I think if you have a YouTube channel, you can do a paycheck type of thing like I'm doing here. Film it. Film yourself with $100 trying to win $10 every day. It's not easy. It's not as easy as you think it would be, especially when you lose the first bet. It's a bitch. And Chris had some grinder days. I know you had days where you were 80 rolls to win $10. Right? And you can attest to that in here. It is freaking hard to do this. And I think if you want to call yourself a pro or you want to set yourself to be a pro, you got to be able to do this kind of a challenge. You got to be able to go out there every day, win $10 and walk. Have the discipline to what? Train your brain that it's okay to walk. And that was the spirit of the challenge, Chris. And I'm glad you took it on. I'm glad you did it. And you put out an amazing video that shows all the danger zones. You know, if I go out with this much money and I win 8%, you know, and I lose 8% of the time versus losing 5% of the time, what's the difference in income? It ain't easy. And I'm glad you showed that it ain't easy. And I'm glad you took the challenge. So somebody else do it. Do that challenge. And I would prefer you do it with real money. Go to your local casino with $100 and play roll to win, or play bubble craps with $100 and win me $10 30 days in a row. I dare you. A triple dog dare you. Get it done. It's hard. And then why is it hard? Well, you know why it's hard. Because of this bullshit here, right? It's hard because of this, right? Even a one-hit strategy, right? Chris goes out there with an across bet, right? You need to get 2 hits, right? Hit the 6, hit the 5, and I'm out with 20, with you know, $18 or whatever, right? This is hard, man. It's hard to get 1 hit, right? You only got a 14% chance or 21% chance you're not going to get any hits. You're going to lose your across bet or your inside bet or your 6 rate, whatever you're doing. It's hard. This is why the come ladder works. This is why the border strategy. This is why those types of ways of playing on a short stack paycheck style system work. There's a reason why those strategies were developed and why they work the way they do. They're not going to win you $5,000. They're not going to be home run hitters, but they're going to get you your paycheck. So get out there, work, get it done, do it. The danger, my friends, is very real. So with that said, let's keep plugging away here and really, again, embrace the danger, know the numbers. I say this every day, know these numbers. You got to know these numbers, right? 21% of the time on a good shooter, you get 0 box hits. And then we start playing the game. 1 box hit, 2 box hits, 3 box hits. It's hard to get to 3, but assume that you do, right? Assume you get lucky. Assume you beat these odds, right? Where 60+% of the time you don't even see a 4 or a 10, right? Where 55% of the time you don't see a 5 or a 9, or 50% of the time you don't see a 6 or an 8, right? Live in that world, but let's assume you get past all that, right? Let's assume you get past and you got your hit. You got your 1 hit or whatever it is, and then you can kind of fund your play. And that's what I want to talk about more today. We've been talking this whole week about different ways to press. And today I want to look at the across press, or what I'm calling what I call the sissy press. Let's go to the table and talk about that. I want to show you some options here when you're pressing multiple bets as a unit. I think there's power in that, although the power of that doesn't really show itself until the bets are here. So let's head to the table and let's talk about across pressing. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the light on and we'll get over there and we'll talk through it. Jen wants to know, why does it always seem like you walk up and torch 20%? Dude, it happens, Jen, all the time. And like, watch my paycheck show. How many days do I go out there and I burn the first bet? No matter what strategy I'm playing. And you guys can make fun of me all you want to because John finds the holes. John always finds the holes in these strategies. It's not that I'm a bad shooter finding holes. It's that the dice do what the dice are going to do. And you can have the most perfect idea of a strategy, and the dice will make a fool out of you every single time. And it's hard. If you go upside down that first bet, boy, oh boy, is it a bear to come back. It's just, you're working so much harder after a first bet loss. All right, let's get out here and let's look at, here's one. Oh, by the way, California Craps Club got your chips yesterday. I got your 2 biggies, the 500 and the 1,000 with your words on them, the California Craps Club. And then I got your beautiful black logo chip. That is awesome. So thank you for that. It came in the mail yesterday, and we'll leave that out here. Actually, I'm going to put that right on the 1212 as our good luck charm today. That'll be hopefully John can get some rolls today and make the strategy kind of work for us. So here's an across system, okay? This is not rocket science, but I want to show it to you anyway. Anything in here hits. Let's just get a number. Hopefully the good luck chip gets us a number. We got a 9, awesome. We rolled a 9. And again, I'm not going to play a whole series here, but point was 5, whatever. We got a 9, $35. I'm going to pay it like so. We're going to pay it 25, 30, 5. I'm going to pay it that way instead of with a green and two reds, because you're gonna give one of two commands to your dealer. Press me across, which means 32 across, every bet gets another level. Or you're gonna say press me inside, which would be 22 inside, right? If you're gonna do this, bet with your winnings, what I'd probably do actually is press me inside high on the 6 and 8. Okay, if I'm doing this kind of thing and I'm gonna invest my entire set of profit, again, two options here, right? One is 22 press, right? Take your 13 bucks back to your rack. So you're pressing some, you're collecting some. Always be collecting is a good rule of thumb. Or you can be the degen and say, you know what? We're gonna full press it. And again, I wouldn't play this way until I'd already collected money, right? Make sure that you're getting some same bets in here ahead of time, or you've done something else to get you to play at this level where these bets aren't at risk. And we talked the other day about doing a squeeze play or something else that gets you to this level where these bets aren't actually at risk. I can show you that again if you'd like, but I'm making the assumption that I'm at 160 across and these bets are already paid for by a previous win. Okay, so you looking at this as a phase 2 strategy. Phase 1, get even. Phase 2, start working on your base profit. So let's assume we got to 160. I would probably do it this way for a couple of bets. I want to get these things up as quick as I can. Remember, time is your enemy. You want to be out as quick as you can and get your bets up as high as you can. So I would go press 22 inside, high on the 6 and 8. Or 32 or 34 inside, high on the 6 and 8. They're going to understand what you mean when you do this. And what that ends up being is this. You're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, like that. 12 bucks goes to the 6 and the 8. 5 bucks goes to the 5 and 9. They go to 30. And the 6 and 8 go to 42, like so. These will pay 42. This will pay 50. Okay, that's your first move. Invest it all, take a buck back. The buck doesn't matter. Who cares about the dollar, right? It's just the change. Betting inside like that or betting across like that is your choice, inside or across. But in this case, you're thinking of the bets themselves, the multiple bets here, as a single unit. And that's going to be hard on your brains for math, okay? And we talked about this yesterday with single and sister pressing, which is, you know, if you're the person that believes in variance and streaks, you're going to bet the thing that just happened. If the 9 rolls, you're going to hammer the 9, not anything else, because the 9, you're thinking the 9's going to get hot and start to hammer itself, right? If you're embracing randomness, pure randomness, that means nothing. The dice have no memory. The 9 is no more likely to come than the 5 is. So press as many bets as you can so they all have a little bit more power. Now, I called this yesterday a sissy press, and here's the reason why I call that. And it's not to be derogatory, but if you were here at your 160 and the 9 rolls, I'll pay it with a different 35 bucks. The 9 rolls, there's your 35, and you say press the 9 and you go here with it. That's an aggressive press. That's a hammer press. That's going from 25 to 60, right? And if it hits a second time, one repeater pays 84 bucks, right? We'll do it at 85, like that, right? One repeater, right, can bring you back. Look at that. You're bringing back 120 bucks on a repeater in profit. That's a hammer press. That's actually going after the hot number. Okay, when I say it's a sissy press, what I'm saying is you're gonna have every bet just a little tiny bit. You're gonna spread the love here, and you're gonna get, you know, kind of lighter sized bets. Now the 6 and 8 did get a little extra love here, but really the 9 went from winning 35 to winning 42. Okay, it's a little bit more, but the impact of that press is nothing compared to the impact of the full press, because even here, even though it pays 42 bucks, right? Your total bring back on that in profit is only $45, $47 compared to over 100 for the other one. So when I say it's sissy, you're being very light with it. Very light. You're not being aggressive. You're just inching them up a little at a time. Okay? It's going to take you 5 hits in here to get these bets to be doubled at this rate. You need 5 hits to go from 25 to 50. I did this yesterday. We actually in the garage, I had a 17 roller and I got the bets from $25 level. I got them up to 75 bucks. We actually worked them all the way up, doing $5 units at a time. It takes forever to get there. The impact of a small across press like this, you're not gonna feel the impact until you start doubling those bets. So what I would do, my recommendation to you is this: as these bets grow, increase that. If you're gonna be this kind of person, right, get them up quick and get out quick. So here's an example. Let's say that we're here. Let's say we got these bets up, and we'll use the 6 and 8 as the example. So the 42, right, that'll pay 50 for 1. There's your dollar coming back, right? 50 for 1, and now you got 50 bucks. The last time we won 35 bucks, and we pressed inside 32. A little bit of love on the 6 and 8. Here with 50, what you can do is get $6 and change from the dealer and press 44, right? Take all of it. And again, you got to know ahead of time, what do your bets pay? So that you know, you look at your stack, and I would be on that side of the table, of course, right? You're looking over here at your numbers and saying, well, I know that's going to pay 50. If the 6 or 8 hits, it's a 44 inside press. Okay, you got to know that. If the 5 or 9 were to hit, that pays 42 bucks, and you want to do the same thing, you better have $2 ready in your rack right there. So if the 5 or 9 hit for 42, you can drop the 2 and say 44 inside press. You got to know that ahead of time, what's going to happen when these things hit. If the 4 or the 10 hit, also pay 50 for 1, that's a 44 inside press, right? So know what's happening. And again, have an out clause too. Greg asked me, when do you stop? When does the madness stop, he says to me, right? Well, here, that's our second hit, right? We're going to stack these up. Now they're going to be looking like 40 bucks in the 5 and 9. The 6 and 8 are going to look like 54 bucks each. So we're going to color those up. And now we'll have taken, I'm going to make them both look the same here. Just give me a second here. That would be like our second hit, right? Our second hit somewhere. They're at $54, like so. And when do you boogie? When is enough enough? When do you bring these things back? Well, you can do any pressing pattern that you would do on a single number, you can do on the inside bets. Okay. Remember a while back I showed you the power of a double tap on the 5 and 9. I've also shown you how to play white, white, red, which is the VDC way, right? Take a number, press it, and then collect it. These can work the same way, okay? We did a press. The third hit, press, collect. Anything hits, your next one's a collect. 54 pays 66. There's 50, 60, 66 bucks. That's a straight up collect. And then we press, collect something again. So treat the insides as a pattern. Again, all the bets act as one bet. So press anything, collect on anything, press anything, collect on anything. And these collections become big, okay? Let's take the 9, right? That's gonna pay 56 bucks. And again, we can do the G money thing, right? 40 bucks, we drop 5, get a dollar change. That becomes 80. 40 pays 56, plus our 4 becomes 100, right? That presses up. Come on, Johnny. That'll press up, right? 66, or 54 pays 66 in here, right? So 50, 65, 66 bucks. Again, right? We can press the 8, probably press it to 120, 115, 120. Press, and the next one is a collect. Let's get it set. 120. It doesn't matter. Let's say the 6 hits, right? The 6 hits for 56 bucks, right? That's a collect. Comes to the rack. And now you have higher level bets. What you can do here is level them out. What I might do at this point here is level my bets out. I know I've got 2 things that are pressed super high. You could stay with those 2 bets pressed super high, or you can spread the love a little bit and say, well, we have what, 200, 250 and change. You can make the whole inside look like 330 now and press them evenly as we go. So there's just an idea of how to do it, right? You can do press, collect in here. You can you know, alternate, press them all, collect the next one, press them all, collect the next one. Some kind of pattern, but treat them all, those or those, as a single unit. And not press one at a time. Press them all together. That's an idea for you. So when I think cross-pressing can work if you're consistent about the way that you collect it. The problem with cross-pressing, like I said, is you can get them and be stuck in a world where they're too small. Right? These little tiny $5 presses here, they don't amount to enough. Okay, now later on, if you're at higher levels, if you're here, if you're at 320 across, well, now we're talking, right? 320, these pay 70. Now you can get in here and get a 44 press out of the gate. Now you're making presses that'll induce color change in here, okay? If you were at, I don't know, like I was before, 640 across, right? Your presses here become 110, and you're pressing to color change payments. That makes a big difference. But the $5 in here, you're not gonna see that unless you get a ton of action. So I would recommend, again, some kind of a rhythm to that. I think you need a press, collect, or a press, collect, press, collect, or 3 hits and out, or 4 hits and back down again. Some sort of rhythm to it that makes it make sense. Let's play it out. Let's actually do it with some dice. I'm gonna go back to 160. Put all this back in the rack. Let's see if the dice will play nice for us today. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out the camera here, and I'll roll some for you, and we'll see if we can't make some hay. I'm gonna put 5 whites in the rack as change, just to make change if we have it. Let me change screens here for us. Yeah, we'll go to the wide screen. And I need to get the roll tracker up. There we go. Roll tracker engaged. There we go. All right, now, again, make the assumption. Let's make the assumption that we've already won. This is an important assumption. Okay, you've done something else. You've done the squeeze play, or you've done some kind of a unicorn thing, like Skill and Luck's got the, lay the 9, go across big for 2 hits, and you won 160 from some other thing. Now you're at phase 2. So these bets, we have to assume we've already paid for them. Now let's play it out and see what happens. Okay, here we go. We've won 160 through other means. Let's see if we can make magic happen, okay? We're gonna, again, press from a position of power. Here we go. There's a point of 4. There's a 6. Okay, we'll do press, collect the first time through. So 6 pays 35 bucks, right? Let's go ahead and do the thing I said. We'll do 25, 30, $35. We're gonna do an inside press, heavy on the 6 and 8. That'll be $1 change. Okay, so we're gonna go 5 and 5, 12 and 12, just like so. Inside press, 1 hit, right? 1 more and we collect. We're gonna go press them all, count them as individuals. We got, put the 4 in there. Let's go, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this. 3, 4, 7 from last week. 3, 1, 4 right here. That was a 3, 3, 6 right there. Here we go. We get a second hit. We do, look at that, we got a 4. That's awesome sauce. We got a 4. A 3, 1, 4, which will pay 50 for 1, but we don't need that. We're gonna go 44 across, okay? So they're gonna give you $5 and change. Okay, I'll leave the puck here for now. $5 and change, because we're gonna get paid 49 bucks here, okay? Let's go 44 inside press. So again, 10, 10, 12 and 12, bam and bam, okay? These become $54. There's your 54 bucks. We're gonna leave the 4. We're gonna make these both look like 54 with green chips. That's 2 presses. Press, press, bam, and bam. Puck is off. Let's catch a second point. 3, 1, 4 has been marked. 8, 6, 2, 8. You can see that, 6, 2, 8. That's a new point. We did one press. We did two presses. Now we're on the collect phase. Let's get something we can collect on. Ah, crap. There's a 6-6 midnight, which waste of a roll. I love that. I love the horn numbers when I'm in the box. All right, 5, 4, 9. That's great. Awesome. All right, 40 pays 54, right? We'll do 55 for 1. That's a collect. Back to the rack it goes. That's our first actual like money that we've won so far. We got $60 in the rack. We started out there with 160. But again, we're starting out with 160 that was hopefully covered by a phase 1 play. Super important to remember that. 5, 4, 9. Now, same pattern applies. Press, press, collect if we can do it. There's a 5. Sweet. That pays $54. We're going to say 44 inside press, which means 54 gives you $10 in change, or 56 rather, gives you $12 in change. Okay, and we'll get pressed up inside 44 more dollars. So 10, 10, 10, 10. And that's 1. What I'd probably do in my rack is mark where I am. Take my white chips and say that was a press. Okay, these are pressed up. That's going to be $50. I'm going to make the 5 and 9 colored up nicely. We'll clean those up. 50. The 6 and 8 are going to go to 50, 60, 5, $66. Okay, so I'm going to take the whites out of here and clean those up. The dealers will. Uh, 65, $66. All right, we're pressed. 50, 50, 66, 66. That was our first one of the second series. There's an 8. Fantastic. Now here's going to be another case for us, 6, 2, 8. We've crossed the line. 66 pays 77. Okay. Maximize this press if you can. If I'm doing this system, I'm maximizing the press. So 77, that's going to be a 66 press for me. Okay. We're going to get $11 in change. And we're going to press everything on the inside, $66, which means $15 on the 5 and 9, $18 on the 6 and 8. So the full 66 press. That's our second one. We'll mark that as our second press right there. There's 1, 2. Now we're on to collect. You can do this like this too. I think VDC does it like this, where he has the reds. So he goes press, press, and he sees red. Now it's time to collect. So let's get these bets pumped up. 65 there. These will go to, how much we got here? 75. They'll be 78. Yeah, $78 each. Give me a second to get those bets set for us. Awesome. All right, now we're set. Press, press. Now we're on the collect phase. Can we get our inside bets to hit again? I don't know. We got a 5. Look at us. Press, press, collect. 415. 4-1. So that's going to pay how much? We have 50 pays 70 and 15 pays 21. $91. $91. Here we go. 75, 91, and that's a straight up collect. And how many hits have we taken in here, right? We've had press, press, collect, press, press, collect. That's 6 hits, okay? Everything's already pumped up here pretty good. Now we're gonna reset the bets, whoop, like that. We're looking to press, press, collect again. Here we go. Did I put the 5 in the roll tracker? I did. Can we avoid big red? No, there's big red. 527, but we had 160 out. We took 6 hits. We press, press, collect, press, press, collect. We brought back in to our rack 125, 150, about $175 came back to the rack. So we doubled up what was out there on the felt with those collects. We left quite a bit of money out here, right? That's the elephant graveyard for you. But when you're going to press multiple bets like this, you got to find some pattern to it, right? Whether it's press, press, collect, or press, collect, whatever your pattern is going to be, if you're going to divide your money across your bets, I think you got to maximize your profits take as much of the profit as you can to get an even press across or inside, get them up high so that the next series of press, collect would have been pretty good, right? This pays 91, that's an 88 inside press. The next one pays 115 or 118 or 119 rather, which means it's a 110 inside press. Then you collect off of that. Everything in here is paying an extra 70 bucks, right? That's how you build these things up. If you're gonna press inside or press across, you gotta make those presses meaningful. And you gotta get on a regular collection schedule. If you don't have a regular collection schedule, you're gonna get crucified out here. That's the bane, right? If you don't collect, you're gonna get hammered. Now I'm suggesting a way to play here. That's 2 hits without collecting. So breaking the always be collecting rule. But you're doing that so that you can get them up to where the collect is meaningful. Okay, and again, play this from phase 2. Don't come out here 160 across and start pressing like a wacko out of your rack. Right, dropping 160 out here and pressing like this from get, you're gonna burn that 160 more often than not. Okay, do something unicorn style where you pay for the 160 through the first couple of rolls. That's the whole point of a unicorn. Right, get yourself out free or out clear, 1 or 2 hits to pay for this system, and then you play the system. And that's it. I'm gonna preach that until they hang me up by my feet. But don't start pressing until you're playing for free. You've got to get yourself out of the hand. Got it? All right, now, Nemo, right? Here's the thing, if you're playing with somebody like Ed, who can roll like a maniac, imagine this kind of, and this is a pretty conservative, why is your thing not showing up? This is a pretty conservative press, really. You're just pressing your basic wins, right? It's not hyper aggressive, but with somebody like Ed who will roll 25 or 30 box numbers, right? Imagine how fast those bets rise. Press, collect, press, collect. Before you know it, you're at 640 across, right? It's not, you know, Ed might be at 3,200 across in those same rolls, right? But you're gonna edge up, and pull back on a regular schedule. So there it is. That's what I'm thinking all. So let's see. Skill says every collect is meaningful. Let's talk about this actually. Let's go here. Every collect is meaningful, and here's the thing. How do I explain this in a good way for you? I don't think that it's meaningless to collect 35 bucks. Okay, because 35 bucks to me means a lot. It's a lot of money, right? When I buy in for 600 bucks, 35 bucks is a lot of money. It's not that it's meaningless to collect at the low levels, but you want to make your collections more meaningful quicker, right? So collecting 35 twice versus pressing and collecting 91 at one shot, and collect, press, and collect whatever that's gonna be, 119 or whatever it is the next time. That's where I say you make them more meaningful as you go. If you're gonna do it one level at a time, I'm not on camera. I guess I had the wrong screen up. Let me do this. Why are we not seeing it? There we go. Let's go back to this screen, because it's a good screen. Not that one, this one. There we go. Geez, John, what are you doing here? I want that one. Why is it not showing the one I want? There we go. If you're, I think having the collection schedule is where it's at, right? You got to have this way of saying, if you're going to collect and then press 1 unit, collect, then press 1 unit, collect, then press 1 unit in the same 6 rolls, right? Your bets are at half the size that I had them at, right? So you're still collecting regularly, but those collections are small in comparison to the full press, and then bring money back. One way has you waiting 2 rolls to see your money. One way sees money every other roll. So there's a frequency difference there, but the size difference also matters. And I think you got to weigh that out as you're doing this. And I think on your home tables, weigh it out, play it out inside, do the inside thing we just did. You do it just like I did. Put them out there and go collect first, then press them all, then collect, then press them all, and simulate 8 rolls. Simulate 8 hits. Like I always do, roll out 8 dice and just kind of play it out and see what it looks like over 8 hits and see which way you're comfortable with, right? The number one thing to remember, and I think skill is highlighting this here, which is every collect is meaningful. The difference is what to you is the rhythm you want to be on, right? A 2 press and a collect or a 1 press and a collect doesn't matter. As long as your rhythm, as long as you're on a collection rhythm and you're consistent about it, you're going to be fine over time. And that's it. So there's that. Let me see what else is in here. I'm going to do PCs and see if I'm missing anything. Whoa, look at all that. Oh, Emo asks, can you put your link? You can't put your link because it won't let you. YouTube won't let you put your link out there because you're a regular person. A moderator can. I will add your link. Let's see, I think I can do it. I think, are you at, I'm gonna guess here. Is it at HyperPress Nemo? So if it's, is it youtube.com/@ HyperPress N3MO. I think that's your link. I put that out there. I think that's the right link for it. So everybody get subbed on Nemo's channel for sure. Let's see. PC, what do you say to those that hit more 4s and 10s? Yeah, sure, press the outside. If you're, that's one of these variant discussions, right? So if you see, how do I say this right? Some people do hit more outside numbers, right? Ian's one of them. But really what that is, it represents a variant, right? You should be seeing more insides than outsides. If somebody's doing something and you're seeing, or they're in a variant, whether they created it or not with their dice throwing, where you're seeing more of the outsides, then yeah, then I would press the 5, 9, 4, 10 versus the 6 and 8, right? If you're gonna treat multiple bets as one unit, find the unit that's hitting and press that unit. It could be that only the 6 and 8 are hitting, right? We've seen that before. If that's the case, then I wouldn't press all of them. I would press just the 6 and the 8, right? And do put all your money on the 2 numbers that are currently hot, or the 4 numbers that are currently hot. This is an embracement of randomness. Like, I know the dice are random. They're gonna spread themselves around. So when you're doing a cross press, then you're saying, well, I don't know where the dice are gonna land. I'm gonna give some money everywhere and just make everything incrementally bigger. It's just that the increments have gotta be meaningful increments. $5 doesn't change your life on the next win, right? $10 does, right? $10 may not change your life, but $35 on the next hit would change your life. So you got to think about how are you incrementing those things up. So there's that. Any other questions that are hanging out here? So I see a question to the group. Joel says, John was rolling for the dark side. Tried playing light side and got blasted. Did not shift to see what happens. So I really wasn't rolling for dark side. I'm sorry, my glasses make that glare. I think there's a spray for these things, but I can't wear them and get the shine off them. So I wasn't rolling for the 7. What I did is I stopped setting the dice. I was using my same toss, which is interesting because I was setting them for inside numbers earlier. When I changed to the dark side strategy, I just stacked them however they came. I just stacked them up with whatever showed up and just threw them. So I wasn't setting for a 7. But when you see it happen, you need to adjust, right? When you start seeing that shift in, oh God, the 7s are coming really quick, right? That might be a wait and see step. That might be like Waylon was doing yesterday, like the Butterberg does, that wait a roll. Let me not get a PSO and then come in. That might be a quick little comeback to come out there and let it kind of settle for a second. You've got to adjust if you're seeing that, for sure. But don't adjust don't go pendulum. Don't be the government. Don't go from left to right like this, right? You can be here on, let's say the right, or I guess this is the right side for you, and go here, go to hybrid. If you're right side and you're seeing 7s, go to hybrid for a minute and then figure out which side is going to be hotter and then turn your hybrid into a dark side or a light side play. That's what I'd probably do. I like to have my favorite dark side, my favorite light side, my favorite hybrid in my back pocket. And so if I feel like I need to, I'm saying, my God, I should adjust. When you have that feeling, like you think in your head, oh man, it's not going well. I need to change sides, or the table's shifting on me. I don't go from here to here. I go from here to here. A little bit of storm, a little bit of hybrid, ride it out, see what the next variant is, and then start moving yourself, edging towards that side. Don't go from here to, oh, it's all in. Right, and don't go hybrid for 2 shooters and then jump 640 across, right? Be smart about that. And that's the thing. I think you want to make small shifts, not seismic shifts. Let's see. What does my numbers show, John, the number of time a box number is hit 2 times in one roll. You know what I got to do to, Alfred, I got to rerun my numbers. So the numbers that I showed you, these numbers here, let's go here. These are, you want to know just generic box numbers or particular box numbers, Alfredo? I can do that analysis. So this analysis here, this is the 4, obviously this is showing the 4, 0, 1, 2, 3. This was a random sample. This was 10,000 random shooters that we did this on. I'll run my rolls through this. And actually, if you've got, Alfredo, do you have a log of all your rolls? Like over history, do you save those? If you've got thousands of rolls, I can put them through the algorithm and produce a chart like this for you and for me, so we can see what we're doing. This is random that you're seeing. I'm sorry, I'm pointing it over here. This is random from WinCraft. This is WinCraft just going on autopilot for like 17 hours or something. I'll put my sets of rolls in and we'll recalculate it with my rolls, which will be interesting, I think. And if you've got them too, send them along and we'll put them in there as well. So, all right, I think that's it. One last check over chat. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not doing it today, but good call, Jen. Ed's badass move is important. I think we'll hit that next week. I want to bring back the badass craps move segment and I'll put that in there. And by the way, Ed's badass craps move is this, for those of you who don't know, and didn't watch the show. I forgot about this when I talked to him on the phone like 6 months ago and he told me this. He's like, you have all the bets up. He was telling the story. He's got, whatever, $1,200 on the 6, and he's got like a $2,000 5, and he's got all this huge bets out there because of this hot roll. And then he hits his point. And now he's coming out. And I'm like, boy, doesn't that come out roll suck? When you have all the bets up and you're throwing like a champ, your next one's not going to be a 7 because you're on that zone. And I said, but do you work your bets? That was the question. Do you work? No, I don't work my bets because the come out. He said, even if you're a good shooter, he views the come out as a relaxation period. Like he said, I don't really try for a 7. I don't not try for a box, but it's like your mindset, your heart rate goes down for a second because you're safe. Oftentimes you throw different. He's like, so I don't work the come out for that reason. But he's like, I do want my action. So he said, I'll hop the number. He said, I'll hop the number that's up. If it's the 5 or whatever the number is that he's got the most money on, he said, I'll throw $100 out there and hop it. I'll risk 100. He said, especially if my 5 is at $2,000, I've already collected probably $2,000 on other stuff. My rack's already full. I'll drop a hop out there and I'll hop $100 or more on a bunch of numbers. I'll put $200, $300, $400 at risk on a come out when I'm already in that kind of profit, rather than risk the $3,500 that's out there. It's a badass move. I didn't even think of that. But he's like, yeah, I'll hop it. I'll make good money on the come out, but I'm not going to put the whole $4,000 or $5,000 at risk. That's a great mentality. If you've got profit in here, use some of that to hop the come out. That's a really cool, aggressive DI kind of move from him, which I think is interesting. So, kind of a badass move. I'm going to try that. So I'm going to get like out here, right? We'll roll some out, get some numbers pressed up, hopefully, and then we'll hop the come out. I think that's kind of fun. So that's a good one. Thanks, Jen, for reminding me about that. And I think it is now 9 o'clock. So I have work meetings to get to, and yeah, fun show. Fun. Thanks all for doing all this. Oh, good. You do have some numbers. Send them over here. Send them over here to me and we'll go ahead and do it. Well, I'll run this full analysis on your throws and on my throws. And maybe tomorrow's Friday Follies, maybe we'll share them on Monday. How about that? Maybe Monday morning's show, we'll look at the numbers and see how we did. So cool. Y'all have a great day. Thanks a lot for being here again. God, I just love this show. I love 41 people still sitting here. You guys are amazing for sticking it out with me every day. Paycheck, last day of the storm tomorrow, and the next week we're going to run Waylon's mind strategy for the whole week, and you'll see a drastic difference in the rhythm of the mind versus the storm. It's a whole different way of thinking and playing and putting bets out there. So next week we'll play the mind, and it's going to be John's mind. It's Waylon's mind strategy, but I've put some John into it because just comfort level for me to play that thing. So that's next week, and there it is, guys. See y'all later. Have a good Thursday. I'll see you tonight. Bye.